Psst, over here, I'm a Boglin. Me and my buddies need a place to hide out.
Oh, hurt me till I like it. Hello folks, it's time for Boglinwatch 2016. Officially, the most popular Boglin-based content to have debuted in 2016 after spinning off from a video game-based web series. So that's quite an achievement. Thumbs up. Sometimes it'd just be so fucking easy. What have we got for you today on the dirty table? Well, this is quite an exciting one. It's the mysterious. I couldn't think of another word for mysterious that meant mysterious but was different. The mysterious caged Boglin. A Boglin within a cage. Oh, how exciting. No, seriously, this is... No, this is exciting. The caged Boglin has been a figure of question among Boglin aficionados for quite some time and is a highly desirable piece. I actually had my eye on this for a while, but this one was sent to me actually by someone who wishes to remain anonymous. They didn't want their name out there on the internet. But thank you, person. This was in my PO box recently, and I was quite excited to see him because, as I said, I'd had my eye on one of these for a while, so it was fortuitous that it would arrive. But as I say, quite a questionable piece. For quite some time, people didn't know whether or not this was an official Boglin, because it kind of inhabits no known space within the Boglin realm. It's slightly too big and too detailed to be a mini Boglin. But it's way too small to be any other type of Boglin, including a baby Boglin. Baby Boglins are something we'll get into at some point in the future. Don't you worry about that, sunshine! I've grabbed a mini Boglin here for comparison, as we can see. One colour, and, you know, it's detailed, it's textured and everything. But it's, you know, solid, its own solid rubbery kind of thing. Here we are, this is one character there. I think his name's Tong, this one, if I'm going off memory. But anyway, this is a mini Boglin. We'll be doing a mini Boglin feature in the future as well. That's rest assured. I mean, you can rest assured, that's a... Fuck!
Watchword and company, that's adventure for you and me.
Anyway, that was a mini Boglin, and let's have a look at the caged Boglin in greater detail, shall we? Yes, we shall. Now, here's the cage. Get that in focus. That's, you know, it's not particularly exciting as a cage. Here's the underside, in case you were interested in that. Arco, here, is the name of the company what made it, which has relations with, I think, Mattel or Ideal, whichever one was in control of Boglins at the time, which is what lends some credibility to this particular creature. But other than that, it's very rare to see actual packaging attached to this, and due to its odd nature, there's nothing quite like it within the Boglin sphere of product. You know, many people believed it to be some sort of bootleg, a knockoff, something like that. More research has potentially found a photograph of it with some official packaging. Ghost of the Doll pretty much emphatically states this as an official product. But there is just still that curiosity to it, and I like that it has that. That's good, isn't it? Let's open up the cage and take a closer look at the caged Boglin, shall we? So here's the cage opening. It's not hinged or anything, it's actually attached via a flap of plastic, so there's only so many times I can open this. So I'm putting strain and wear on this for you, okay? So you better fucking appreciate it. Right, let's pull him out, and here we go. So, here's our caged Boglin with a look of distress and horror, I think. That seems to be consistent among the two variants that are out there, at least that we know of. There's this orange and green one here. This is sort of an orange plastic with a green sort of spray of paint. And there's another one with a purple spray of paint. That one I've not seen for sale anywhere myself yet, but I have this green one. One thing to note, as well as the paint job, and also little blue paint on the eyes, if you can see that. There we go, little blue paint job on the eyes. The other thing of note is the articulation, which a mini Boglin obviously does not have. We can make the arms move up and down like that, so it moves and stuff. So that's fun. And again, if we compare it to the mini Boglin, which is much smaller and has no articulation whatso bloody ever, you can see these are quite different products indeed, not really related within, you know, they're related in that they're Boglins, obviously. For God's sake, try and keep up. What I'm trying to say is they're different Boglins. Clearly they are.
We'll create a world of our own.
Not all Boglins were puppets. The mini Boglins obviously weren't, and this one clearly isn't a puppet, though it is hollowed out underneath. There is hollow here. You can kind of jam a finger in, I guess. I mean, that just warrants the look of distress on his face, really. That's most unfortunate. Most unfortunate about this, though, is the fact that this Boglin, I feel, is not a pet or anything. Most of the Boglins are presented in their cages as test subjects, like scientific subjects that are still relatively happy to be there. This one, as well as coming in a big, what's supposed to be, I guess, a metal cage, you know, it's got metal colouring even though it's plastic. It has this chain here, which, again, let's have a little closer look. It's all one colour, no great detail to it. But this is designed to clip onto the side of the cage, like so. Like that, just there we are, clipped on. Look, that ain't going nowhere, don't worry about that. And then it attaches to the arm of the Boglin, like so. That Boglin is now restrained on the cage, and that's how it's often pictured in pictures when people take pictures of it. Just a sad Boglin, trapped, literally handcuffed to a big cage. It's tragic, really. It's horrific. There were many different types of Boglins produced throughout the 80s and especially the 90s, and you may be surprised once we start getting even further into Boglinwatch just how many different types there were. I'm obviously working very hard on collecting as many different types as I can, lots of different variants. This is to say nothing of any spin-off merchandise that may have turned up. But this one stands specific as a little added weird one. You know, we will be covering soggy Boglins, hairy Boglins, baby Boglins, tongue Boglins if I can get them, action Boglins. There's so many Boglins that we're going to be looking at. It's actually fairly bizarre when I think about it, because this wasn't the world's biggest toy line. This wasn't fucking Barbie or even, you know, Beanie Babies or anything like that. But they had a ton of stuff, especially in the UK where the line was more popular. And this one, I never ever saw this one as a child. Never ever heard about this one as a child, despite being an avid Boglin fan from my youth. But I'm glad I have one now, even though it is a tragic one, a sad one, and one that, despite it being quite likely, highly likely in fact, that this is an official product, there is still just that slight air of illegitimacy about it that it'll never quite get over. And that's the tragic mystery of the caged Boglin. Just alone, lonely, handcuffed for the kinky pleasures of other people, and forgotten. Just forgotten. Also, look at my vertigo.